Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Megan, and I work on the training and support team at Hawks Learning. Today, we'll be covering updates to our question bank that allow you to quickly and easily search through what's available, as well as add in questions from other lessons or instructor created questions that you've made using our question builder tool. If you have any questions throughout this webinar, feel free to use the Q&A at the bottom of our meeting room, and I will address any questions at the end. As you can see here, I am in my college algebra gradebook, and I've selected my curriculum. So to show you the question bank, I'm going to navigate in to a lesson. As a reminder, what you see on the right-hand side under the assignment is what students will see in the practice and certify component of a lesson. We do have a default question set so that whatever lesson you assign, there are already questions in use that you can assign those lessons right away. What we're going to focus on today are some navigation options within my question bank so that if I want to make changes, I can quickly and easily find the questions that I want. And then we'll look at how you can pull in questions from another lesson or questions that you've created yourself. We'll start with our most recent updates regarding navigating this question bank on the left. As you can see, we have these 4 column headers that you can now use to sort your question bank. I'm over the occurrences column. If I want to quickly see which questions are available but not being used in this assignment, I can double click on this occurrences column, and it's going to pull all of my questions that are not in use to the top. This allows me to quickly see what's available, and I can simply add a singular question or use the multi-check box in the bulk add to add any questions that I want to use. This sorting feature applies to the 3 remaining column headers, including difficulty, objectives, and the question serial numbers. So again, a quick and easy way to sort through and group my questions based on what my specifications are. Similar to that, you'll also see our search bar that's now available for the question bank. This is a great tool if you know there's a keyword in an objective that you're looking for. For example, if I'm looking for grouping, I can simply search that, and I see that I have 3 questions in the question bank related to factor by grouping, and that only one of them is in use. So I've quickly found those questions and can quickly add any questions that I want. Those 2 updates of the question headers being used to sort and the question bank really allow me to easily and quickly navigate and find the questions that I want. With that said, if I want questions that aren't in this lesson 1.5 question bank, but maybe are from an earlier lesson in chapter 1, I can easily navigate to those as well. The way that I would access those would be using these 2 drop downs that you see in the top right-hand corner of my question bank. If I select this, I can move to any chapter from the curriculum and navigate to a lesson. For this, I'm just going to select my lesson drop down, and now I see all of my chapter 1 lessons and can easily navigate to an earlier lesson. Those 2 other navigation features that I mentioned, so using those column headers to sort and using the search bar, also apply here. So I can utilize those to find specific questions within this chapter. If you've used our question builder tool, you have access to those questions as well. You can select the chapter drop down and select the instructor created. And this will pull any of your questions that you've created in Question Builder, and I can easily add those as well. If you're not familiar with Question Builder, that is a little bit of a more detailed webinar that you can find on our blog, and I encourage you to check that out and try out the Question Builder tool if you haven't already. Now I'll navigate back to lesson 1.5 once this loads for me. And now I'm back on my original question bank for this lesson. The last thing that I will point out with navigation that's really helpful pertains to how much information you see. You may have noticed that by default, all of our questions in the question bank are expanded. So I need to scroll through them to see. This is really helpful because I do see an iteration of each question type, so I have an idea of what that question will sound like. If I want to very quickly get a big picture of what I'm working with, so how many of each objective there are, how many of each difficulty level there is included in the question bank, I can use this arrow in the top right to collapse all of my questions. And now, as you can see, I have that big picture where I just have the basic information. And then if I'm interested in an individual question, can expand that question out and add it very easily. So another navigation tool that allows you to quickly and easily see what's available to you. As always, if you make changes to a lesson, be sure to save in the bottom right-hand corner so that all of your work applies to the practice and certify component for that lesson. So to summarize, the navigation options that you have within the question bank allow you to sort by each column header, collapse and expand individual questions as well as the whole question set, and search for a particular keyword within an objective. You can also use the drop-down features in the top right-hand corner to navigate to a completely different chapter or a different lesson to add in other Hawks pre-created questions. You can also use the chapter drop-down to navigate to your instructor created questions to add any content that you've created using our Question Builder tool. That is all that I have for you today about our most recent question bank updates. I'm going to check and see if we have any questions in the Q&A before I end our time today. If you do have any questions at this time, feel free to add them into the Q&A. If you think of a question after our time today, please contact your training and support representative or our team at Hawks to get any assistance. Thank you for taking some time today to go over our question bank updates with me. And I hope that you all have a wonderful semester.